Had enough bedrooms, enough parking downstairs, and pay the taxes so they wouldn't have to pay these high-priced taxes for the next 20 years.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
what I'll do.
just buy the Kroll's house or something, you
Yeah.
know?
Right.
What are 5 words that describe you?
Do what?
What are 5 words that describe you?
Gee. I don't know.
You don't know?
5 words? No. I don't.
You're unlimited.
Yeah. Well, 5 words to describe me. I would want to praise myself. I don't know.
Are you funny or are you...
I don't know.
Well, I know you're active. Yeah.
Yes, I'm active. I like people.
You like people?
I like to help people, get along with people. I like to help people.
Yeah, you kind of tinker around with
Yes,
things.
I would, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. 5 words to describe me? No.
You don't know?
Self-praise stinks. No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I could come up with 5 words. No, I'm satisfied. I'm happy.
Just satisfied and happy?
I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm contented.
You're content?
I have no complaints.
You wouldn't do anything different if you
No.
knew the future of you?
No, I'm satisfied. I'm all right.
Yeah, I noticed that you have a lot of clocks around here. Are you
Well,
a clock collector?
Yes, I like to work on the clocks. Now I can't see them, but I like to tinker with clocks and repair them and get them running again. Yeah, we got, what, about 7 of them here?
Yeah.
We got about 9 of them in Indiana.
You got 9 in Indiana?
Yeah,
I'll have to
and
count
one-
next time.
One time I had them all running.
Have you ever turned all of these on? Like all
That's
at once?
my wife's job. Every morning she goes around and synchronizes them all.
She synchronizes them
Yeah,
all?
so they go bang, 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 ting, ting, ting. We got one with a bell there. We got different kind of clocks. That's her job.
Yeah, last night my mom said she sure knew when it was 3 o'clock in the morning.
She did?
Yeah.
Did we never hear them?
You never hear them?
Well, we asked her if we wanted to turn them off. I got to talk to her about that. No, she heard the clocks at 3 in the morning?
Yeah, yeah.
What was she doing up at 3 in the morning?
I don't know.
She should have been sleeping.
Yeah, she should have been sleeping, enjoying the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice out
No,
here.
we'll turn them off tonight.
Oh, thank you.
Did it keep you up?
No, it didn't keep me up.
Well, I'll
keep
talk
me
to you.
up.
I'll talk to your mother.
Yeah. So, I know we're close by Embry-Riddle.
Yes.
Do you hear a lot of the airplanes that come
Yes,
around?
we do. I could walk outside with you now, and I'd say we wouldn't be out there 5 minutes and we see an airplane, and they have a certain pattern. They'll go across this way. They'll go from from south to north, and then we'll see them coming from west to east. So they must have a pattern. They'll be flying like this till maybe 10 o'clock at night. So they must have some nice night flights.
Do you ever see any bad flying of them? Like any low passes?
Yes, during the races, the Daytona 500, they had 6 jets fly right over the house. They must have been going 550 miles an hour, right over the house. And I ran out there and I just got a glimpse of them. You can blink your eye and they're gone. But otherwise, no, you don't see no planes flying.
Does it remind you of the time when you were in the service at all?
Well, they didn't have jets there. Yes,
jets?
There was a lot of airplanes flying all the time.
Barnstormers?
No, they didn't know hot dogging there. They wouldn't know that. No. Although, when the bombers that would come back with bombs in their Bombay compartments, they would drop them in the lake and they would explode, and the natives would go out there and pick up the stunned fish. And I don't know if it was by design, but they used to do that pretty regular. So when you hear the bombs go up, all the natives would go out there and pick up the
They go
fish.
out. They knew it was eating time.
Yes, well, that's what they were doing. So we were right there.
Were there a lot of different tribes by you?
Different what?
Different tribes or different natives?
I don't know. They all look the same to me.
They all look the
But
same.
no, they had, when we go out on this lake, there was a lot of little islands, and there was little villages on each island. So there was quite a few. So were they there the same tribe? I don't know.
How many islands were there?
I don't know. On this lake, Centenny, from the air, they were scattered all over. There was quite a few islands.
All over the place?
Yeah.
Yeah, there must have been a lot of...
I don't know. There used to be natives coming into the airfield all the time, so how many were on, I don't know. But there was quite a few.
Were there a lot of landing strips, or was it just one?
3 landing strips. They were called Centenny, Hollandia, and Douglas MacArthur airstrips. There are 3 airstrips because it was in a valley, ideal for airstrips. So there were 3 of them. And on the one we were at, there's mostly cargo ship. The next one was a lot of pursuit planes, fighters. And then the other airstrip, I think, was Dutch. Not Dutch, I think they were from Australia.
Which one were you stationed at?
Centenny.
Centenny?
Yeah, that was the one I was on.
What was your particular job?
I worked on a line on airplanes and in a machine shop.
Cool, so you're like mechanic, sort
Yes,
of?
yes,
It's pretty cool. Did you fix a lot of airplanes there?
yes. Yeah, we worked on a lot of airplanes. There are a lot of airplanes coming through.
Did you see a lot of any damage from flak or anything?
No. When we got there, most of the action was gone. But there was a place, a big landing depot from Australia. They're bringing in supplies for the invasion of Japan and the Philippines. So there was a lot of airplane traffic going through our place.
Oh, so you got to see all the airplanes getting ready to storm
Yes, well,
Japan?
No, they were mostly cargo planes. There were bombers, B-24 bombers. There were P-38 airplanes, P-63, and there was some Australian planes, or were they British? I don't know what they were. They were in the next strip over.
So you only focused on your area? What you
No,
did?
more or less. We went on all the 3 airstrips, but mostly we were on one.
It's pretty
So-
cool.
There was the Americans, and no, there was a lot of action. There was a lot of traffic going through. And MacArthur had his headquarters just across the valley from us, so we've seen him at the airport a couple times.
Did you ever wave, say hi?
No, he wouldn't talk to anybody.
And wouldn't talk to anybody?
No, he just stood there in a shade, and he wouldn't talk to anybody but his aide.
Really? So if you want to talk to me, you have to go through his aide?
Yeah, well, nobody come close to him. I don't know.
Shoot you down?
Well, he was kind of stuck up, I think. I don't know. No, I didn't have much of a good impression of him.
So you didn't like him that much?
Well, I didn't know him, but I mean, the way he stood there, he wouldn't talk to anybody but just his aide. And there was a couple times there was an admiral that come through with his airplane, and he talked to anybody, and this guy wouldn't, you know. So he was kind of aloof. Yeah. No, so.
Did they prepare you for anything when they
What?
got? Did they prepare you guys for? Did you guys have to do anything special when they started to do anything for Japan?
No.
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 So you were just kind of like one of the midway points.
Yeah, it was more or less to keep the supply line going, you know, for up to the Philippines and the assault on Japan. So when they dropped the atomic bomb, we never heard that. I was going out to lunch, to the mess hall, and they announced it over the PA system. Well, we didn't know what an atomic bomb was. Nobody knew what it was, and we had no idea. And the day the war ended, if the war would have been on a couple more days, I would have been back in the States. We landed at a little island, Ulithi, and there was so much static on the radio, on the airplane radio, and a guy told me that he said there that Japan is suing for peace, but we couldn't hear it too well. So we spent the night on this little island, and the next day when we landed on Guam, then everybody was saying the war's over with, and that was. And otherwise, if the war would have lasted a couple of days, I'd have been probably back in the States or at least Hawaii. We landed on Guam, and I stayed there for 10 weeks trying to get off. They didn't have no record of us, and so we just were like a bunch of lost people there. We couldn't get anybody to get us off that island.
Yeah.
So I spent 10 weeks trying to get off there.
You missed it by that much?
But yeah, just by a couple of days, we would have been back in San Francisco or maybe in Hawaii at least.
Now, was that the first bomb they dropped or the second one?
The first one, and I don't remember the second bomb. They just said that they dropped this bomb, and I don't remember the second one. But the announcement of the first one, nobody knew what it was. We didn't know what an atomic bomb was, or how big it was. We didn't have news like the television or newspaper there, but if they announced a repeat system, or then they had the Army had a little newspaper, Stars and Stripes, that usually was 3-4 weeks after something happened. So we just ordered a repeat system. So I don't remember the second bomb at all.
You don't remember the second bomb at all?
No, I don't remember them dropping or any announcement. But like I said, when it landed on Ulithi, we thought we heard about some kind of a peace agreement. And then when we landed on Guam, like next day, then we knew the war was over.
That's pretty cool.
And then I come down with malaria a couple times there because while we stationed in New Guinea, we were taking Atabrit. And that kept the malaria down and subdued it so that you wouldn't have, although we still had fever. But when they landed at Guam, they didn't give us Atabrit. So a couple of us come down with malaria, and that was kind of rough because there ain't much you could do for it. Just stay in your tent and suffer for 2-3 days.
Yeah, that's been pretty bad.
Yeah, it was.
Did they have any like hospitals or any like medical?
No, I stayed in my tent.
Just stayed in your tent.
Yeah, there was a tent there, and we didn't belong to any outfit. We just roamed around wherever we found a mess hall that we'd like to eat in. That's where we ate because we weren't attached to anybody. We didn't belong to any outfit anymore.
But you still had your uniform, so it wasn't like you're just wandering
We
into
didn't
it.
have much of a uniform. When we were in New Guinea, we got rid of most of the uniforms, so we just had cut-off pants and didn't have much of a shirt. We didn't have any uniforms. It was this ragtag outfit, and shoes were hard to come by, and we didn't have any uniforms. No, you just worked with what you had. Those nobody had really like coveralls or mechanic things, clothes. We just had shorts, and some people had shirts, and most of the time I don't think I had a shirt. That's why I'm suffering with cancer now, skin cancer. Every time I go there, they cut something out. So, because we were out in the sun all the while.
From all the way back then?
What?
From all the way back then? It still affects you now?
Yes. That shows up now.
Yeah. So.
Well, they didn't know anything about skin cancer. We didn't have the sun lotion.
Yeah, they didn't really know about any cancers yet.
No, skin cancer, no.
Yeah, we're still discovering new treatments today.
When I come out, I think I had malaria attacks for about 2-3 years, and I had some fungus on me, and that took me about 6-7 years to get rid of. It was on my hand, behind my neck here, and it's what we call jungle rot. And the only treatment they would give, they would go to a medical tent, and they would take, I think it was called blue Ritrol, and they would paint it like a purple, and that would give you some relief. So everybody's walking around with painted with that stuff because almost everybody had it there.
Yeah. So, is there anything else you'd like to share with me?
What?
Anything else you would like to share with me?
No, a lot of things. I'll be 93 July 4th. I could talk to you for an hour, but would you want to listen?
Sure.
No. I had a good full life. I'm happy with my life. I wish I could have gone to college, be an engineer, but if I would have done that, I wouldn't have met my wife.
Wow. Yeah.
And that was a good trade-off.
Yeah. Well, thanks for letting me interview you.
No, I was lucky in the Army. Nobody was shooting at me. Food was scarce. It was hot there, but it was interesting. Kept us busy. It was an interesting place. And that would be your dad's. That'd be your aunt that's coming in here this summer, is she? She's from New Guinea. I want to meet her. I want to talk to her.
Yeah, she works with the tribes in New Guinea with the
I wonder
the missionary stuff.
I'm gonna show you a map later on, and see if your mother recognizes any town. A lot of the names changed, and the town there was no town, but the area that I was in was called Hollandia, and I can't find it on a map. So I think they changed the name now. They changed it to something else. So when your aunt comes in, I want to talk to her.
Sure, you can talk to her.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, well, thanks for letting me interview you.
Oh, that was interesting too. That wasn't bad.
Yeah.
No, I had a good life. I don't.
No regrets?
No, none.
Oh, that's good.
No.
So,
I had a good life.
That's good.
Still a good life. And I'm glad you're here to visit us.
yeah, thanks.
And I wish that you'd stay here longer and enjoy more. Now, you never got into the jacuzzi. Tomorrow you can go into the jacuzzi. You can go swimming in the ocean. And if you want some bike ride around tomorrow, I got 2 bikes lined up for you if you want to go riding in the morning before we go.
Sure.
Too bad you're leaving tomorrow.
Yeah. Gotta go back to school.
Yeah. Hey, do good in school.
I will.
You know, I was not a good student in school. I didn't realize what an education was. There's nobody encouraged me, and I wish I would have done school better. I could have done better. But I worked from 8th grade on. I worked in a bowling alley. I worked in a bakery. I worked for a newspaper, pushing newspapers around. So I could have done better in school. I know I could have.
Yeah.
So you do good. You got it.
I'll do it for you.
Good for you. If you do that for me, that's all I'm asking for.
Thanks.
Thank you.